reading from Bozeman. It's Parsha Shlach. 12 spies are sent to Israel. Only 2 come back, sticking to the mission the way God intended it, the way Moshe intended it. And one of them is Caleb, Kalev ben Yefuneh. Rashi tells us that right when Caleb came to Israel, he went to pray at the resting place of our matriarchs and patriarchs in Hebron. But why? He was already an emissary of Moses. He had the merit of Moses. Why did he need to go there? Did he need an extra boost for what? Says the Rebbe, prostration, hishtadchus, back in the day, was literally lying flat on your stomach on the resting place or near the resting place of the righteous person. Your head and your feet were on the same level. You were flat on your stomach. And what it symbolized was that your mind and your feet are equal. You're not mixing your own agenda and intellect into this experience. It's called Kabbalah soil, self-transcendence, getting away from your agenda and your ideas, the things that bother you in your mind, and sticking to your mission for which you were hired. So by Caleb prostrating himself literally at the cave of Machpelah, he was reminding himself and empowering himself to stick to his mission and not allow his brain to get in the way, his own thoughts to get in the way of his mission. So yeah, he had the merit of Moshe. But you know what? Even if you go with the power of Moshe, your own agenda and your own selfish ideas can get in the way, as it happened with the other 10 spies. So how do you ensure to survive, that you survive spiritually and stick to your mission? You do an act of Kabbalah soil. You prostrate yourself. You mix your own agenda out of it. And one of the most incredible ways to do that is by going to the resting place of a tzaddik, to going to the resting place of a righteous person, of a holy person, like we do by going to the Rebbe's oil, as I will. If Mashiach, God forbid, doesn't come, I'll be there in 2 weeks for the Rebbe's yahrzeit, the 30th yahrzeit. And by doing so, we're putting ourselves aside in devotion to our mission. You know, it's interesting that the spies said, the Torah tells us that the spies saw themselves as grasshoppers in the eyes of the giants, and that's how the giants ended up seeing them. In other words, it wasn't the giants who saw the spies as grasshoppers. It was the spies saw themselves as grasshoppers, and when you see yourself in such a negative light, that's how you are seen as well. To stay away from that kind of insecurity, from that kind of negativity, and that kind of agenda-driven ideas, you go to the oil, you go to a resting place of a tzaddik, and you put your intellect aside and devote it to the mission of the tzaddik, and then the schus of Moshe can actually carry you through, so you can come back with the positivity as Kalev did, and so did Joshua, Yehoshua. Let that sink in. And if you want your name mentioned at the Rebbe's oil on the yahrzeit, please send it to me in a private message. Have a wonderful evening.